Hey guys, so as we all know, Blade is going to be one of the old characters that is going to get the much needed buff in 3.0. So for today's video, I will cover Blade's buff, his buffed kit, and everything else you need to reach his full potential. I'll cover what artifacts and ornaments to use, what cones to use, and what teams with the showcase at the end. Before going over his new kit, I'd like to go over all the buffs he's been given first. He is now a complete HP scaler who doesn't also scale off of attack. His scale now greatly increases his chance of being attacked. His first trace was changed so that his incoming healing is increased by 20% at all times rather than just when he is under 50% of his max HP, and it also converts 25% of the healed amount into his ultimate tally, which results in a 25% regeneration increase for his ultimate tally. For his second trace, he no longer restores HP. Instead, his ultimate tally is no longer fully reset when he ults, rather it gets reset to 50%. And his third trace now gives him 15 more energy along with his old 20% damage to his talents whenever he uses his follow-up attack. Onto his kit, his skill consumes 30% of his HP and enters the hellscape state, and where his damage dealt increases by 40%, the chance of receiving attacks from enemy targets greatly increases, and his basic attack is enhanced for 3 turns. His enhanced basic attack consumes 10% of his HP and deals damage based on his max HP. His ultimate then sets his current HP to 50% of his max HP and deals damage equal to the sum of 150% of his max HP and 120% of the tally of Blade's HP loss in the current battle. Keep in mind that this tally is capped at around 90% of Blade's max HP. This value will be reset and reaccumulated after his ultimate has been used. His talent states that when Blade sustains damage or consumes his HP, he gains 1 stack of charge, stacking up to 5 times. When charge stacks reach its maximum, he immediately launches a follow-up attack on all enemies. At the same time, it also restores Blade's HP by 25% of his max HP. His first trace states that when Blade uses his ultimate, the total accumulated HP loss will be set to 50%. His second trace states that his HP restored from healing increases by 20%. After receiving healing, 25% of the healed amount will be converted to the tally of his HP loss in his ultimate. His third trace states that the damage dealt by the talent's follow-up attack increases by 20% and restores 15 energy. For his artifact, you're going to want the Lodge of his Disciple set for his artifact, and for his planner set, the Bone Collections' Serene Damascene would be his best in slot. For alternatives, the Rudolin Arena and Inert Soto set would also be good alternatives. For his chest, you're going to want either crit damage or crit rate. For his boots, you're going to want either speed or HP percentage. For his spear, you're going to want wind damage boost, and for his rope, you're going to want HP percentage. For his substats, you're going to want anything from crit rate, crit damage, HP percentage, or speed. For his Lightcones, his best in slot Lightcone is going to be his signature Lightcone because it increases his crit rate, max HP, and damage dealt. For a 5-star alternative, Medea's signature Lightcone would be good because it increases his max HP, his incoming healing, which will increase his ultimate tally, his damage dealt, and it consumes his own HP, which will give him more stacks for his follow-up attack. For a 4-star alternative, the Ninja Record Sound Hunt Lightcone would be a good option because it increases his max HP and crit damage. For another 4-star alternative, the Flame Safar Lightcone would also be a good option because it heals him and increases his damage dealt. Yet another 4-star alternative would be a Secret Vow since it gives him an unconditional damage dealt boost and has the potential to double it to the point to where it is higher than the other 4-star Lightcones' damage dealt boost. For his teams, you're gonna want Sunday since he's a really good support considering that he can provide Blade with crit damage, crit rate, and also advance him forward. Shribby would also be a good support for him since she provides a rare and extremely powerful buff, that being Rest Penetration, and she does more damage depending on the HP of your team, which will be higher because Blade is an HP scaling character. RMC would also be a good teammate since he can also advance him forward and provides him with the rarest damage boost in the game, that being True Damage, which is the least dilutable damage boost in the game as well, which synergizes with him pretty well considering that this True Damage buff only lasts for around 3 turns, which is the same amount of time that Blade's hellscape state lasts for. RMC would also be a good teammate since he can also advance him forward and provides him with the rarest and least dilutable damage boost in the game, that being True Damage, which synergizes with him pretty well considering that this True Damage buff only lasts for the same amount of time as Blade's hellscape state. For sustainers, obviously Hyacinth is going to be his best in slot since she increases his max HP and provides a ton of healing and sub DPS, and if you have her Light Cone, she can provide him with more ultimate tally and give him more stacks more efficiently for his follow-up attack. Any sustainer other than Hyacinth who can do a good amount of healing would also be good, such as Gallagher, Woho, Lingsha, or Luosha. He could also act as a sub DPS character with other HP scaling characters such as Medei, Castris, and soon to be Jingliu. However, if you do want this type of playstyle, I'd recommend using Tribi, Ruanmei, or Cypher, aka characters who provide team-wide buffs rather than a single hyper carry, single target buff.